Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to earn free REN tokens, SNX tokens, BAL tokens, and CRV tokens. Maker made headlines after they announced their liquidity mining for comp tokens, and it was basically an effort on their end to incentivize liquidity provision. And since the yields were very attractive, a lot of market participants decided to provide liquidity in order to receive free comp tokens. Even large exchanges and CeFi lending platforms like Nexo, Celsius, Binance, they even got involved in the mix. And since they were very successful in raising liquidity, other platforms decided to adopt similar models to also raise liquidity on their respective platforms. REN, in a partnership with Synthetics and CRV Finance, is introducing a new incentivized liquidity pool for farming CRV, BAL, SNX, and REN tokens. The BTC ERC20 pool will consist of three variants: renbtc, WBTC, and SBTC. And if you guys didn't know already, these are basically synthetic forms of Bitcoin that allow you to use your Bitcoin to interact on the Ethereum blockchain. So you give up your actual Bitcoin, it goes to a custodian or goes to a smart contract, and in return you get one of these synthetic BTC variants. And when you want to get your original Bitcoin back, you just give up the Bitcoin synthetic, and in return, you'll get sent BTC to your designated Bitcoin address. So for staking your Bitcoin in this liquidity pool, you'll be eligible to receive a portion of the 10,000 SNX tokens and 25,000 REN tokens, which are going to be distributed on a weekly basis. This incentive is going to run for 10 weeks. It's actually been going on for a couple weeks now, but the end date is on August 28th, so you still have some time to reap some of these rewards. Also note that BAL and CRV tokens aren't yet available to the open market, and they'll be distributed pro rata once they are available. Lastly, before you guys actually start doing this is an experimental yield hacking exercise. The team is not able to assess the overall yield or outcome from the pool. So in other words, you're not going to know what your rate of return is going to be upfront. And if you're only going to put in a small amount, the amount that you're likely to get back from all this is probably not going to be very high, because currently the fees for the network are pretty high. So if you're putting in very small amounts of Bitcoin, I'm personally doubtful that you'll get a big return, because the fees will probably eat up a lot of your profits. But to be honest with you, we don't know what the value of BAL tokens are going to be or CRV tokens are going to be once they're available and they get sent to your ETH address. And given that a lot of people don't know about this and a lot of people are probably choosing not to participate, there is a potential for us to receive pretty sizable rewards. There's a step-by-step guide provided by this Medium write-up. So the first thing you want to do is provide Bitcoin to the liquidity pool by visiting this website. Once you've added that, you'll get this CRV token, and you basically deposit this CRV token here on Synthetics through Minter. And once you complete those two steps, you'll be on your way to receive these 4 tokens. Now, before I show you a step-by-step tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and outline some of the risks. This way you guys know what you're getting yourself into. Personally, I'm not going to be putting too much of my money into this thing. That's because you have smart contract issues that could arise, you have systemic issues that could arise with one of these synthetic Bitcoins, or something could happen with the Synthetics platform. Now, they have done an audit by Trailbits, but that doesn't mean that Trailbits found every single bug, and it doesn't eliminate the risks completely. So in other words, there is a chance that you could lose all the money that you put on the platform. I highly recommend that you review and assess all these risks before choosing to provide liquidity. Now, to get started, you want to navigate over to this page. I'll provide the link in the description below. But if you come to the website, just make sure that deposit is highlighted in blue. That means you're on the right page. Once you arrive here, you have to log in with one of your wallets. I've decided to use MetaMask, and I have my ledger linked to it. This process will incur network fees, and obviously you'll need an address to host your synthetic Bitcoins. So to get started, you're going to have to deposit some Bitcoin. To do that, click here on deposit, and in this field, go ahead and type in the amount of Bitcoin that you're going to deposit. I'm actually removing my Bitcoin off an exchange, and after fees, this is how many Bitcoin should reach the address provided by CRV. And the REN virtual machine will eat up some fees, but that's fine. That's just a toll that you're going to have to pay in order to get your BTC converted into synthetic BTC. And from a previous transaction here, I sent about 0.4 Bitcoin. And after sending that 0.4 Bitcoin, the smart contract split up the Bitcoin into renbtc, WBTC, and SBTC. The same thing will happen again, but this time around, it'll divide this new amount that I'm about to deposit. And make sure that when you're doing this, that you click deposit and stake, because otherwise, once you deposit, then you'll have to do another transaction to stake. So we're going to do that all in one step by clicking deposit and stake. And when you scroll down here, you can see that I have a previous transaction that was done. And I just wanted to note something interesting. Even though I chose 0.01, and the exchange that I was trying to withdraw that 0.01 Bitcoin said that it could take 7 days to withdraw my Bitcoin. And so I canceled that transaction, and I saw that I had a decent amount of Bitcoin on another exchange, and that amount was about 0.04. So I refreshed the page, and this time around I put in 0.04. I sent the Bitcoin from the exchange to this address that's listed here. And when I refreshed the page, for some reason it reverted back to the previous transaction that I submitted. But even though it was expecting 0.01 Bitcoin, it accepted the 0.04 Bitcoin that I deposited. And you can see that it's accurately reflected here at the bottom. So when you're doing this, just be careful. But it looks like even if you send in an amount that's different from the one that you type in, it'll still accept the Bitcoin and it'll be accurately reflected in your account. But this time around, I'm not gonna go ahead and make the same mistake twice, and I'll go ahead and send the Bitcoin to this address here. So I'll go ahead and copy this address. Now I just sent the Bitcoin from the exchange. It should be on its way. When I did the previous transaction, it took about 15 to 30 minutes. So you'll have to patiently wait for this. It's not gonna happen very quickly. And while we're waiting for that transaction to go through, let me go ahead and show you guys the Minter website. Once you've completed the final step and you arrive at this page, you'll see the amount that you have staked and the rewards you've accumulated. Sorry you guys, I had to redo some of the video because I recorded the video without turning on my audio. So what I did was I went ahead and started a new transaction, and when all your blocks are confirmed, you'll get a request to sign off on the transaction. So just go ahead and click on sign. Confirm it on your ledger if you're using one. Just like you have to do with many other DeFi applications. First you have to sign off on it, and then you have to confirm the transaction. And when you confirm this transaction, that's the final step before it actually gets executed. So go ahead and click on confirm, and also confirm it on your ledger as well. So now we're just waiting on for the swap confirmation. Once that happens, we'll have the opportunity to stake our CRV tokens that we've acquired. Now that our CRV token has been deposited, we'll go ahead and confirm the stake transaction by clicking confirm, then also verifying it on our ledger as well. So again, just to tie everything back together, the first thing that we did was deposit Bitcoin into CRV, and we got our CRV tokens. Then through this interface, we deposited our CRV tokens into the Minter. And that was the last thing we needed to do. But to confirm that we did everything correctly, we checked our balance here. It's approximately 0.07 CRV tokens. Then we went to the Minter, and it was accurately reflected here on the Minter website. Now, when everything is said and done and the event is over, August 28th rolls around, to exit and claim, you can go ahead and click here. This way you'll get your CRV tokens back and you'll get your rewards. But if you come back to the CRV website, if you go here to withdraw, you'll notice that there's a few buttons over here. More likely than not, you'll be able to do everything that you need to do through this webpage here. Now, whether you wanted to follow up or maybe you wanted some help in this process, I'd recommend joining my Discord channel. I have an entire channel dedicated to DeFi talk. If you have any questions and inquiries, they can all be addressed there in that channel. Well, that pretty much wraps things up. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. If you guys found the content to be valuable, make sure you guys give me a like. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe to this channel. This is CryptoOneStop signing out. I'll talk to you folks next time. Bye.